Hey tribe, Prisha here on WAC, and as the tribe gets bigger and stronger, a lot of you have been reaching out to me on my different social media handles asking how you can be more actively involved. And that's why I've decided to start a new section which is called as the WAC Warrior. So let's meet our first warrior, Indu Chatwani. This entire episode has been conceptualized and written by her, and you too can also be a WAC warrior. All you need to do is write to me on this email ID. Everyone's talking about it. Amitabh Bachchan has been telling you that it's all good. The internet is having a blast with it, with the kind of jokes and memes that have been going around. And if there's one thing that I know about our government, it is that they love change.
500 रुपए और 1000 रुपए के करेंसी नोट लीगल टेंडर नहीं रहेंगे.
So how will it go down? What does it entail? And how will our daily lives get affected? This week, it's all about Goods Services Tax on WAC. GST rolls out and everyone's got questions. So let's start with the basics. Our tax structure here in India, very complicated. But in a nutshell, it gets divided into goods and services. Under goods, there are broadly 4 taxes that come under it. Central excise, state sales tax, entry tax, central sales tax. And for services, there is service tax. Now the biggest problem is that none of this is uniform. The state sales tax, the rules, the regulations regarding even the payment of the tax, everything varies. For example, let's take a woodcutter. He cuts the wood, processes it into plywood, and he has to pay a manufacturing tax on it, which goes to the central government. That plywood he then sells to a carpenter. The carpenter buys it, makes furniture out of it, and further decides to sell it. Again, that carpenter will pay a tax on it, which this time goes to the state government. The tax that had been previously paid for, that is not accounted for. And things start getting even more complicated when this ambitious man decides to sell across states. Dealing with different authorities, rules, regulations, and different rates, all of this can affect the competitiveness of a country, and it also eventually leads to people wanting to evade paying taxes, and all of this ultimately affects the price of a good. The solution? All of these taxes that we do land up paying, they all get merged into one: GST. And under GST, these are the 5 tax brackets. So now you can understand why a lot of Delhiites prefer buying their cars from Haryana. Everyone wants to take advantage of the different tax rates from the different regions. Today, if you land up going to a 5-star restaurant or a local eating joint, both places are going to impose a flat 15% tax. But that doesn't really seem fair, no? I mean, a small cafe should end up burning a smaller hole in your pocket as compared to an upscale restaurant. And that's exactly what GST intends to change. The more of a luxury that you want to indulge in, the more you're going to have to pay for it. Once GST does kick in, all necessities will be taxed at a lower rate and all luxuries at a higher rate. So how will GST affect your daily life? Well, that really depends on you and your spending habits and how much of a luxury you want to indulge in. Your fresh fruits, vegetables, cereals, milk, everything remains untaxed. But as soon as you try and go for a processed version of it, you will land up paying various taxes on it. Human blood and contraceptives, they will still be untaxed. But all your beauty products, your cosmetics and your sanitation products, their taxes get divided between 18 and 28%. But don't you think that the government should really reconsider lowering the taxes on female sanitation products? Why don't you let me know in the comment section below? Remember those services that I told you about, that flat 15%? Well, that doesn't hold anymore. But if you do land up booking, let's say, a hotel room, then the taxes that you pay on that room will depend on the tariff of the room itself. The higher you go, the more taxes you land up paying. So everything sounds pretty good, right? Simplification of this entire process will ultimately attract foreign investors, and that in turn will help to build our economy. Maybe if this whole thing really works out well, then the whole thing about the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer will also improve a bit. So if everything sounds so rosy, then why is it that some economists are still very skeptical about it? So let's take a look at the flip side of the coin. Our government has been toying with the idea of GST for the last 13 years. So the GST that we have today is a diluted mix of the original idea. While simplification was the main aim, what we do have today is still 5 tax rates and a very complicated classification of goods. How complicated? Take a look at the document that has been attached in the description below. There's still a large number of goods that are not included in the GST regime. For example, petrol. And we all know what happens when the price of petrol increases. Remember demonetization? Whatever your opinion is about it, institutionally, our government was not prepared for it. Can the same thing be expected out of GST? So what can you do to be GST ready? If you're a business person or a freelancer like me, then you definitely need to go and apply for a GST number. Find a CA. Find a really good CA. A CA who has been attending GST classes. And lastly, be well informed. Don't just get carried away with people's opinions on social media. Research things for yourself. I've put a whole bunch of links in the description below that will allow you to be a little more informed. That's it from me on WACC today. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Don't forget to share this video with everyone so that everyone can be GST ready. Like this video, share this video, leave your comments down below. And of course, subscribe and help increase the tribe. I'll catch you again soon. Ciao.